For 10 years, SportsDay Productions has been a leader in the production of studio-based television sports programming, including the well-known college basketball preview show, Basketball Weekly. Each week, Basketball Weekly takes you inside college basketball, profiling the top conferences in the country: the ACC, the Big East, the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Big 12. Basketball Weekly is hosted by 16-year broadcast veteran Frank Frangie and acclaimed CBS analyst Bob Wenzel.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bubba Burger Basketball Weekly. Frank Frangie along with Bob Wenzel. Man, we've had some big basketball weekend showdowns everywhere, though, this weekend.
No doubt about that. Number 1, UConn against number 4, Villanova, Monday night in Philadelphia. That's the biggest of the bigs. 2 Big Ten teams, Illinois, Iowa. They got to get up off the deck. Some bad losses for them. And Duke's had some close calls. Will they have another one at Maryland?
Each week, Frangie and Wenzel take an in-depth look at the week's biggest matchups.
This is the bigs against the littles in this one. This is a fantastic matchup between Hilton Armstrong, Rudy Gay, and Josh Boone up front.
Basketball Weekly also includes weekly sponsored features like The Hot Topic.
Talk about what's the best venue in all of college basketball and ask people to argue against their venue. It is our Hot Topic, brought to you by the Bubba Burger Jalapeno Burger. All right, Bob, you've been to the best venues in all the sport. We've talked about Rupp and Cameron Indoor, the Dean Dome earlier in the year, the Carrier Dome. What's the best venue?
The best way to make enemies is to talk about this, and I don't want to make any enemies, but I do have some prejudices, and
sure.
My prejudice is Cameron Indoor Stadium. It's like a palace, but every venue does a little something different. The Carrier Dome is a football stadium. It's the largest place, and for that reason, it's got to be in the top group. They have a great following. 30,000 people is not uncommon in their arena. Cameron Indoor Stadium, of course, Rock Chalk Jayhawk at Kansas, Rupp Arena at Kentucky. Of course, all of the older arenas in the Big Ten are also terrific places. These are the ones that we picked out for you to argue about, and the Dean Dome, of course, is a palace in Chapel Hill.
The showdown of the week.
Well, let's start with the Huskies. Boy, if they've been good, they've got it going.
No, they're unbelievable. They are strong up front where it really counts. They have a superstar player in Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay came out of high school. People thought that he was going to be directly to the NBA draft. He has struggled with inconsistency this year, but he is really playing well right now. The strength of this team is inside. Hilton Armstrong and Josh Boone, both 6'11", crash the boards with might. And when Rudy Gay gets it going from the perimeter, they are very tough to stop. Boone, a monster, all-defensive team. He's playing the best he's played in his career right now. Remember, 2 years ago, he was with Emeka Okafor, and they won the national championship with those 2 players together.
And additional analysis and opinion features.
Time of the show where we give you your homework assignment, what to watch over the course of the week. We call it Wenzel's What to Watch. What do you got for them?
Well, we're going to predict the number 1 seeds. Some are obvious, some not. And we're looking at the Cinderellas, 2 that will be in the dance, no doubt, Bucknell and Northern Iowa. And a big game in the Big East, Georgetown and Villanova coming up Sunday.
You're right. Everyone digs out their brackets, and they can't wait to start with who are going to be the number 1 seeds. All right, Bob, who's going to be the number 1 seeds?
Well, certainly Duke is going to be a number 1 seed. They will be number 1. They've only got 1 loss this year. That was to Georgetown. And J.J. Redick is after it. UConn will be a number 1 seed. Their strength inside is indomitable. They are the strongest inside team in the country, and they have the most talent. I believe that Villanova will also be a number 1 seed. They've had a great year so far. A couple of losses, but nothing big. And then after that, who knows? Maybe Memphis. Or remember Washington missed his free throws last year? They could be in. Gonzaga could be in also.
All right, the number 1 seeds will be fun to predict. You know what else is fun when the tournament starts? The upsets, the Cinderellas. Who are the best Cinderellas? You got a couple you really like.
Well, I like Bucknell. Bucknell is a team that differentiates itself from other people because they are a team that has a great inside player.
Basketball Weekly provides companies with several advertising opportunities. Entitlement sponsorship, with company logo prominently displayed on the set, in the show logo, and during the show open. Feature sponsorship, with company logo representation during the feature. And billboard announcements, with company logo and audio voiceover. Basketball Weekly is brought to you by Bubba Burger. You'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba. And by Sargento. Our family's passion is cheese. Basketball Weekly, the premier college basketball preview show.